Thanks for joining us for our first ever Fireside Chat with Vlad. I'm Mary Elizabeth Taylor, and I lead External Affairs and Community for Robinhood, and I'll be moderating our Fireside Chat today. I am joined by none other than the one and only Vlad, our CEO here at Robinhood. Vlad, over to you.
Thanks, Mary Elizabeth, and hi, everyone. It's something very new to us. We haven't really done this before, but hopefully it'll be useful to you guys, and then maybe we can start doing it more and more in sort of like a larger scale based on how this goes. And so hopefully it's fun for everyone. I think that from the very beginning, Robinhood has taken customer feedback extremely seriously, and we're at our best when we hear from customers directly. When Beju and I first started building the initial prototypes that became Robinhood, one thing that we did is from the very beginning, we would just put up ads on Craigslist that said, hey, we've got some new screens to show you guys, come check them out, tell us about the product. And I think that's kind of scaled into what Robinhood has become today. And we want to start doing a little bit more with people that are referring their friends to the platform. So bear with us if we encounter a few glitches. And aside from just taking your questions, I'd love to hear your feedback on how we can make Robinhood even better. So fire away. Mary Elizabeth, you want to start?
Our first question comes from Jesse R. And Jesse has a question on crypto.
Hi, Vlad. Nice to meet you, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah, my question was, I do a lot of cryptocurrency trading, primarily on Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance US. I use Robinhood exclusively for stock trading. I was wondering what kind of plans you had to roll out more cryptocurrency offerings, and I feel like it's a really good, robust market, constantly growing. I would love to see you guys really take a bite out of Coinbase and start to lean more into digital currency.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we hear you on that. We're actually growing our crypto team hugely this year. We want to make a huge investment and hire a ton of people. We have been hiring a lot of people to grow that team. We recently announced that we had over 6 million new customers that traded crypto for the first time on Robinhood this year. So that's as of like middle of February. So in about a month and a half, 6 million new customers. So the business has just been going through exponential growth. We really hit an inflection point this year. So I already think, as for the Coinbase market share question, we're doing very, very well. And I think top priority has been making sure the service is stable and reliable. And I think we just acknowledge that going through exponential growth is tough. It's been tough on Coinbase and a lot of the other platforms that have seen it in the past. And Robinhood sort of like went through this cycle, generally, being up for customers, serving them well, no prolonged total blackouts or downtime or anything like that. And that took a lot of work. So the first priority for the team we have is just making sure the service scales and is available to take all the customers that are joining. The second priority is customer support. We want to make sure that we have customer support and the service model at kind of an A+ level for the people that we already have. And that's also been a challenge this year that we're working through, but we want to make sure, stability and customer support are really important. Then the third priority would be getting deposits and withdrawals and the wallets out for customers. We've been hearing a lot of requests for that, and we just want to make sure that we do that safely. But as much as people are bugging me on that on social media, I'm bugging our crypto team and our software engineers. So we're going to try to get that done as fast as possible. And we'll see, we might add some new coins along the way. I think deposits and withdrawals is a much bigger lift than adding incremental coins, especially if they're similar to ones that we already have. But we think it's more important to deliver that for our customers. So we also don't want to dilute the effort while the team is still fairly small. But when we have hundreds of people working on crypto, then I think we'll be able to make much more rapid progress, and we'll be able to do all of these things and make a ton of progress. But I don't want to distract from the fact that we're already seeing huge growth, and keeping up with that growth has been challenging enough for crypto. There was a little bit of a debate. Let me tell you a little bit about the rationale for not adding deposits and withdrawals to launch, because we did debate that. And we were like, does it make sense to roll out a product that doesn't have deposits and withdrawals capability to customers? And some people said, no, we should really wait to get it out before we allow people to do that. Other people were strongly in favor. And the reason I think we ultimately decided to do it is there is a use case for people that don't want to manage their own coins and just want to treat it as an investment. And I've had a lot of people that I know personally that have had a pain point of managing their own keys. They don't want to do it. It's very complicated. The technical kind of knowledge to manage your own keys properly is kind of equivalent to what you need to properly use a password manager. So it's tricky. And so we did feel like there was a product offering that appealed to people that didn't want to manage their own keys, and that's actually the vast majority of customers out there. That said, we want to give people the option for sure. And we want to make sure that people can choose what they want to do with their keys. We just have to do that as safely as possible, so that we don't screw anything up. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, awesome. No, I had a lot of concerns with kind of deposit withdrawal, so that's awesome you addressed that, because I had a lot of friends who wanted to actually get their crypto on the Robinhood, so that way it's like a one-stop shop for all investing and trading, myself included. That's awesome you guys are prioritizing security too, because we've just seen a lot of crashes on Coinbase's side, a lot of lag in different areas. And I'm sure you guys probably saw a lot of increased usage because you guys were offering Dogecoin.
Yeah, no, there's been a lot of interest. The Dogecoin community has really embraced Robinhood, which has been really awesome to see. And it's a fun community. I mean, the memes are just awesome. I love it. I would say, one thing that we're probably not doing as great of a job communicating to customers is just how cost effective our offering is. I mean, you're trading, if you trade on Coinbase or some of these other kind of smaller outfits, you're paying in a lot of cases 1%, 2%, even more. And I think you'll find, and actually Kevin, I don't know if you guys follow Meet Kevin, he did a little analysis of like Gemini, Coinbase, Kraken, and found that when he did 5 trades, Robinhood was consistently the most cost effective. So you get the most crypto per dollar in every single case. So I think people don't talk about that enough. If you're actually using it as an investment predominantly and not doing a ton of transaction activity, you want to make sure you're getting the best possible deal. And that's what Robinhood's built for. We want to make sure you get the best possible deal. And a lot of people say like, we don't want to compete on price. Robinhood will compete on price, right? Like we want to make sure you're getting the most crypto for your money that you could possibly get. And that's something that we're really, really conscious of.
I was curious with all of the kind of the GameStop stock stuff going on. I know you guys are doing a great job trying to like mitigate all the craziness from that.
Yeah.
Are you guys having plans to do like a big sort of campaign to kind of dismiss a lot of that stuff? Because I have so many friends that are like, talking bad on Robinhood just because of what happened. I'm like, I don't know if you guys fully understand the situation, or like, is there any things you guys are moving on to try and curb that?
Well, I've done a lot of media. So I think we've done a lot, right? I did the Elon Musk interview on Clubhouse where we went through the play-by-play of what happened. The Dave Portnoy Barstool Sports interview. And, I don't know if you saw that. And then, we've been communicating in-app on blog posts. The problem with these things is a lot of people just don't care, and they remember hearing something from someone anecdotally, like, oh, Robinhood did this like horrible thing. They don't look into the details or know what it is, but they just hear it, and that's kind of the impression that was left. And I think time generally will make that go away. I mean, we've seen it like whenever Robinhood's in the press and there's some negative headlines, we see sort of like a temporary drop in sentiment. This one might take a little bit to recover. It might take, a couple months before it gets back to normal. But I think, we're doing as much as we can to get the true story out there. I think there's going to be some documentaries and some movies that'll help blast it out to a wider audience. But part of it's also like people love these stories, and the fake simple story is more interesting than kind of like the true boring complicated story. So we're fighting that. But I think we rely a lot on people like you guys, who are referring it and are saying, hey, like, this is a great product. Don't read a lot of the conspiracy theories about collusion. I mean, a lot of that is just people that don't understand it. And we have been seeing throughout this whole thing that people are continuing to refer at really high rates, and our word of mouth is pretty good. So my approach is kind of twofold. I want to make sure the people that have negative things to say and have wide audiences, we kind of correct some of those things and clarify what we're doing. But at the same time, we have a lot of fans, and we want to make sure we give our loyal customers more of what they really like about Robinhood. And so, we're making lots of improvements to everything from the free stock promotion program, fractional shares. We made a lot of improvements to customer support, even though the story there publicly continues to be that Robinhood isn't investing enough in it. And then we're always investing in making the UI and the graphics, as people call it, better and better, because we know people love us for that. And, we really care about having the best product.
Great. Thanks so much, Vlad. And thank you, Jesse, for the question. I know that we've got a couple more in the queue, but please make sure to feel free to jump in and include your questions. That way we can make sure Vlad gets to them. The next question up is from Matt F. Matt F., if you could unmute yourself, that'd be great. Matt has a question on what would you say to investors leaving Robinhood, Vlad?
Yeah. Matt, checking in from Denver, Colorado. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. So my question is, what is your message to all the investors who are leaving the platform because they think that Robinhood was involved in market manipulation?
Well, first of all, I think it's a pretty small number overall of people who are actually thinking because, or are actually leaving because they think we were involved in that. I think it's a lot of the same approach as what I was saying to Jesse. I mean, we have to communicate. We have to talk to our existing customers and customers that don't have Robinhood yet but have heard about it. Make sure that we get our clear, simple truth out there, even though it can be kind of complicated. There's some people that aren't going to be interested in hearing it and are going to want to leave anyway, and I think that's fine. I mean, we believe that we can win those customers back over time. We don't support incoming ACATs, which is going to make it hard for them to come back until we do. But that's something we're going to build as well. The focus is on customer support. Want to make sure we win them back, not just because we've dispelled the myth about the market manipulation or whatever it is, but that the service is actually getting better and better. And that's customer support, that's service reliability, new products and features that they can only get at Robinhood. It's like we're working hard to dispel the fake narratives, but I think the bulk of the focus is just letting the product speak for itself and continuing to make the product better and better. And I don't think there's a lot of credible substitutes for Robinhood that are nearly as good. Of course, I'm biased. Some people can claim there's credible substitutes here and there, but I actually don't think anything comes close, which is why we've been so successful, and we continue to be the fastest growing brokerage platform.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Next up, we have Sadia. Sadia has a great question on getting more women on the platform.
Hey guys. So first of all, thanks for having me. I guess my question is, any suggestions on how to get more women to the platform? Because I find that a lot of people I talk to really have no idea about any of this. And I've become really heavily invested this year, and a lot of that is Dogecoin. So I really do love the community as well. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, my question is how to get more women to the platform.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because we track this. It's something that we care a ton about because our mission ultimately democratize finance for all. So if we're not getting all of the women investing, then we're not really fulfilling it, right? And I've said a bunch of times, I want to get 95% plus of US households investing. We have seen some really positive trends. I think Robinhood's doing better than most of our competitors in terms of how many women are joining. I think we announced yesterday that female users specifically on crypto have grown 7x since the beginning of the year, which is an awesome increase. We also see a steady increase over time in the percentage of new accounts that are female. And I think it's approaching 50%. So in the beginning, it was very, very male heavy, our customer base, but over time, it's actually increasing in favor of more and more women. And yeah, I think that adding more features, adding more functionality that appeals to mass market consumers will help. I think fractional shares and recurring actually helped a lot because it made it much more accessible, not just to women, but also underrepresented minorities and people with less money. And over time, I think what'll happen is referrals will help. Women tend to refer other women generally. And so once we get to a critical mass, it creates kind of an effect where, groups of women are joining the platform at the same time. And we saw that happen with other pockets of our customer base. But I think if we keep doing what we're doing, if we keep marketing to all sorts of customers, if we keep improving the product and adding more mass market accessible features, specifically for first-time investors, I think we see this continuing to accelerate. And I think one day we'll have a situation where more than half of the new joiners to Robinhood are women. And I think that'll be a moment of celebration. And I'm pretty confident we'll get there.
Awesome.
Great, thank you. I think we have another question in the queue. The next one's from Dalton. Dalton has a question on customer support. You want to jump in?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And thanks for hosting this, Vlad. It's nice to meet you as well. And my question was, I know you've mentioned a few times speaking about the customer support and some of the things that you guys have going on there, but more specifically, like a lot of the things that I run into with my audience and who I try to promote Robinhood to, they're looking for more of like a person-to-person support in terms of when they have an issue or want to bring it up, they really are hoping to get some sort of phone line. And I know that I saw a tweet, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that for particular cases, there's now that support line being offered, but is there any full-fledged plans to implement a support team that will be monitoring phone calls, I guess, during even like market hours and beyond?
Yeah, the way that it works now is it's in app. So basically you go to the help center you have to triage the issue that you're having. So for example, you say, I'm having an options issue, and then the system will actually pull up a list of your orders. And you can say, you know, my issue is with this order or this spread or, you know, this condor or whatever. And then you'll have the option to connect to an agent. And so what happens then is that agent automatically knows that you're the account holder. They see your information. They automatically have the order that you're having an issue with up, and they can serve you much more effectively. Now you contrast that with the alternative of you have a 1-800 number. So the first thing we'll have to do, you call that 1-800 number, you're gonna have to verify your identity, right? So we're gonna ask you your name, your address, your social security number. It'll take like 2 minutes before you can start actually getting into your problem. And it's a bad experience for the customer, also a bad service model for our agents, because we can probably handle like 1/10 as many cases that way. So that's why Amazon also has the same model that we do, where you go through the app, you actually like go through a triage flow, and then you talk to someone on the phone, but it's kind of an intelligent outbound process. So we're sort of trying to learn from how the best companies have done it. We're also expanding it, right? It started out being just level 3 options, exercise and assignment. We have expanded it to account security, and we're now starting to do equity trading, so stock trading issues as well. So the idea would be like, let's handle all of the sort of real-time necessary cases, and there'll probably be a long tail of cases where you won't be able to talk to someone on the phone for at least a bit, but those will be cases like, what's going on with my tax documents sort of in February, right? Where, you probably can tolerate a few hour or maybe even a day delay at worst, but not like I have to get out of a position right away. I need to talk to someone. We're going to make sure we nail all of those cases through phone support first. That's how we're prioritizing. We're prioritizing by severity, but like this phone support is what our team's been working on. It's the top priority.
Great. Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I think we are right at time, but I just wanted to thank everyone for being here, and this was fun.
Thank you, everyone. And yeah, we'd like to do more of these. So thanks for being our guinea pigs for it.
Awesome. Thanks, Vlad.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Cheers. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Enjoy your weekend too.
You too.
See ya.